Hi there everyone, Erum Tasneem here for Altenew. Welcome to the July 2023 release video hop. I will feature Altenew's new product, press plates for the Better Press system by Spellbinders. I am sharing two main projects and one quick bonus project at the end of the video. I will start with the first card, which is super simple, and I will also include the one issue I faced while creating this. So I'm sure you already know how the Better Press system works by now. I will place the Dainty Flower Garden Press plate on the magnetic insert and position the sentiment as well. This will be the engraved side facing up. I will adhere my cardstock on the underside of the top plate with masking tape or satin tape. Please know my cardstock is not heavyweight, so I suggest using slightly thicker cardstock to get a beautiful impression, but I did get a letterpress look. Next, I will use antique gold pigment ink and cover the press plate by lightly dabbing the ink pad. This is my first time trying the ink with Better Press. Now this ink is slightly sticky and it's thicker. The bigger plate stayed in place, but the smaller one, the sentiment stuck to the ink pad. No issues, I made it work. I pulled it off and placed it back. Then I decided to ink it and adjust the placement. Next, I placed the clear plate with my cardstock panel over it, crossed my fingers and ran it through the Spellbinders machine. Alright, reveal time. Now look at that. Doesn't it look amazing? It looks fantastic. I absolutely love the elegant and chic look of this. It did spread a little bit on the top left, only because my cardstock is flimsy, I believe. And also this is my first time, you guys, but wowzers, this gives a very subtle shine. It looks absolutely brilliant. All I did was add a few gold splatters from the metallic watercolor 14 pen set to add my touch, but you can totally skip it. On to the next project, a little step up this time. I will add hand-drawn details to this one. Craft in black always look great, and it is one of my favorites. I arranged the floral engravings press plates, and this time I wanted to try if the Obsidian pigment ink would work, because it is my all-time favorite black ink and I know many of you love it as well. So I thought it would be great to use things we already have. I will skip the steps, but here is how it looks after running it through the die cutting machine. Since my craft cardstock is a heavyweight cardstock, I got an excellent impression on this one. Beautiful letterpress. I even ran my finger on one area to see if the obsidian would spread, but it didn't. You can stop here or step this up by adding color pencil detail. Now you can use colors like reds and greens to color the image, or like me, add shading with a black pencil. I'm using jet black from Altenew's woodless coloring pencils. And I will quickly go over the midribs of the leaves and areas like the base of the petals. I will also color the stems completely so they stand out. Basically just adding shading where there is already etching. Again, you can stop here or go even further. I will now use a T-ruler and add random vertical and horizontal lines. These will be broken lines and sometimes they won't be. It's just something I do to add a geometric element and ground the image. I will speed this up as there is nothing special about this. The placement of this just needs to be pleasing to your eye. Make sure not to use a very bold pen when you are doing this so that it doesn't stand out more than the image itself unless you want that. I'm using a fine liner pen. I believe it's number 01. In the end, I went over the bottom edge of the image with the same black pencil, just slightly outside the image to add a light shadow. My last card, the bonus card, is super duper easy. I didn't do much here. I ran the plates without any ink a couple of times. So now I have the letterpress look on my panel without any inking. Then I used cool fresh dye ink and also a little bit of easy breezy fresh dye ink with a foam dauber to ink the panel so that the letterpress images would stand out. Don't use a blending brush for this because the blending brush bristles would go into the grooves of the letterpress design. You need a foam dauber for this. For the sentiment, I use Teal Cave fresh dye ink. So here is another way you can use the press plates. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to check the description for the next stop on the hop. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.